Hi team. Today, what we're going to learn is we're going to learn how to write a blog, right? And we're going to learn how to write a blog, not at a basic level, but at a world-class level, using some of the best AI technology that we have in our hands, right? And what we will do, I'll just show you a very quick example because I wanted to try this out. So I tried it out. So just I'll walk you through the results of this, and then we'll go through the how to get it done. So what I did, obviously, you guys know today is the 16th of January. The World Economic Forum is starting today, and these are the three topics that they're going to talk about. I looked at the topics, none of them are quite interesting. So I went to the next day. I looked at some of the topics that, because I'm just trying to pick a topic that I'm good at or I'm interested in, etc., so that the exercise of blogging enriches me first before it enriches others, right? So I just browsed through the whole thing, and then I saw this one, right? The geopolitics of industry by a bunch of people. So I clicked on it to understand a little bit more. So this is a session that's going to happen tomorrow at the World Economic Forum. On the geopolitics of industry. I like this topic, right? And what is this topic? It is all about from the use of sanctions to technology supply shocks and how business leaders can adapt to a world of increased geopolitical fractures. The great example is the war in Ukraine and how it completely created a shock of technology supply chain, right? People in the US were not getting their cars manufactured because ships were in short supply, so thousands of examples, right? So and the same, like use of sanctions, the whole world came up with a truckload of sanctions against Russia because of the war, and also this thing. So there is quite a few very interesting things that are going on in the geopolitics of industry. So this is the topic that I want to blog about. And this is the one-liner that is there at this thing. And these are the speakers that are going to be talking about it. Okay, this is what is my input. Okay, this is what I already know about, this, right? So how do I, learn about this, right? So obviously, I will just learn a little bit about what is geopolitics, what is this idea and everything. I'll just Google around. I've learned about it, a little bit, etc., etc. Once I learned about it, I want to do one thing. I want to use two products or two, AI tech to, help me with the writing of the blog. The first one is something that we've been learning for quite some time, which is ChatGPT, right? The second one is something that I've just found out a couple of days ago. It's called Neuron Writer. I'll talk about Neuron Writer, and I'll talk about it, right? So what I first, let's do these two parts. The first part is let's write the blog. The second part is let's check if the blog is world class and will it ever rank #1 on Google? Does it have the power and all the things to be on the top in Google, right? So that's what we're going to do. So the name is geopolitics. So what I'm going to do first, I have to write a blog, right? So I'll take I'll go to obviously ChatGPT. Let me just quickly see what's happening with ChatGPT. I hope it'll work and it'll let me in, because sometimes it's extremely busy. Yeah, cool. It is there. So what I'm doing, if you look at it, right, this is how I started. Imagine you're the editor of this thing. So I'm just imagining me to be like this person, right? This person. So Ravi Agarwal is the editor-in-chief of Foreign Policy magazine. He's worked for CNN, etc., very big companies and very big thing. So I want ChatGPT to imagine that you are the editor-in-chief of Foreign Policy, who's been a commentator, etc., full-time role, etc. Then I asked ChatGPT, can you come up with an outline for a blog on the topic of the geopolitics of industry? And then I also supply, the second line. So basically, I asked ChatGPT to imagine as somebody. Then I asked ChatGPT to give me an outline. And I asked ChatGPT to include the second line also. All these three things came from where? It came from this particular thing, right? So the topic is here, the subtopic is here, the speakers are here, and I choose one of these speakers and I asked ChatGPT to imagine as a thing. I asked it to give me an outline. You see, I'm not asking it to write the entire blog, okay? Because if you ask it to write the entire blog, sometimes it works, but most of the times it doesn't, right? Most of the times it doesn't. You can try it. So I always ask it to give me an outline. And then look what it did. It actually gave me an outline, introduction. What is the overview? Okay, the importance of something, the use of sanctions, the technology supply shocks, adapting to a world, the geopolitical, and finally conclusion. So it's almost like a chapter of a book, right? It's the outline. It's not amazing. It's not great, but it's a great outline. It just gives me at a high level what it is, right? Now, what I normally do is, so you can just simply say, oh, this is a great outline. Just expand every little bullet point into a paragraph or two. That's a simple way to finish things off, because you asked it to give you an outline. It gave you an outline. Now you say, please expand every single bullet point into a paragraph. That would make your life so easy, so simple. And that's a easy and a lazy way of writing a blog, right? But instead, what I do, I take each topic, which is the overview of the these two topics, right? Introduction, brief overview, explanation. So I ask ChatGPT to only write about that. And then when I ask it to write about it, I say, can you make sure, in simple but probing words, I ask a lot of key questions, okay, in the following two separate paragraphs, which is this one and this one, right? So it is already giving me the brief overview, and it is already giving me an explanation of the importance of the understanding. So I've got the first two paragraphs for my blog. Then I go and ask the questions about the sanctions. So I ask questions about this. Once I get answers about this, I go to this. I ask ChatGPT to write about this. Once I get about that, I go to this. I write about this. So instead of asking one question, I split it into 5 questions. And then I asked 5 times ChatGPT, and it gave me 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right. And then what I did, I put all of them, together. So this is a conclusion, etc., etc. So what I've done is I've just created a basic blog. Okay. Now, this is the interesting part, right? I've created a blog, and then I have, put it inside, let's say a Word document or a Google Doc or whatever, right? So I've done that. Now comes the super interesting part, right? Because that blog, when I took that blog and went to the Neuron editor, okay, so this is the new tool that I'm introducing to you guys today. It's a brand new tool that I was able to, find. I was like, so each one of you, will be able to create an account here, and you will get 3 free, blogs. You can write 3 blogs, and you can, so what you need to do is basically, you want to find out, what kind of a query will people search for? Okay. So basically, I want to be known, okay, in Google or anywhere else, if anybody searches for the word geopolitics of industry, right, then I want to know that one. So then the content that I want to rank for, or the content that I want to rank for, is called geopolitics, because you see, that is the topic of my thing, right? Geopolitics of industry. I can just call it geopolitics also, just one word, right? But instead I use 3 words, geopolitics of industry. I want to be ranking on US Google. You can also rank in Kenya Google or Virgin Islands Google, but I want to rank number 1 on the US Google. And my language is English, and I press start, right? You can also add other keywords, etc., etc., blah, blah, blah. But I just press start, right? After 5 minutes of me pressing start, I get a report like this. Okay. When I do that, this part, right, writing the blog, this part that I am highlighting in blue will be empty. This part will be empty, but this part will be filled up. Okay. What it has done is it has analyzed all the blogs in the world that are written about the geopolitics of industry, and has come up with a score of 50. Can you guys see the score? So these are the top 10 blogs. So the top 10 blogs I mean, you can even do a custom selection. Okay, so what it has done, it has analyzed all the blogs that has been ever written, but now ranking on Google. Okay, so if I put a custom selection, the number one title that comes is the World Economic Forum thing, which is basically nothing but the one that we just saw. Okay, even though it doesn't have any content, even though it doesn't have anything, the number one search today, I can show you also. I hope you can see it. So geopolitics of industry. If I just search on Google like this, the first one that will come is the geopolitics of AI, and so it'll all be the World Economic Forum one, like you see here, the World Economic Forum. So this is what has come in our Neuron Writer. The second one is that RICS, the third one is Brookings, the fourth one is geopolitical, the fifth is Forbes. These are all the top guys in the world, right? These are the who's who of the world, McKinsey, and there is no way that one of our blog can actually come on top of this, right? I mean, it is impossible for me to think that our blog will come here, right? Because we are a nobody, and it's not going to come here on the top, especially, right? That's the truth of the matter, right? So today I've just shown you, when I searched it, it's not there. You can take a screenshot of this just to show the world that when you were deciding to write the blog, your blog was nowhere to be seen on the first page of Google. You have gone 10 times up and down. The blog that you wrote is not there, right? Now, coming back to Neuron Writer, you can see all those things, like the Brookings thing is there, the geopolitical. So basically, this is not something new. Okay, this is basically, the guy has picked it up from here. He searched Google, and whatever result came, he's picked it up and he's lined it up. Are you able to see? These are all the top 10 blogs, the top 10 ranked blogs on Google. I hope you can see it, right? Now, I have asked it only compare with top 10. I don't want to compare with top 30 or top 100. I want to only top 10. So only look at my top 10, and it says the top 10, the score of each blog is the highest score, or the average score is 50, right? So it has, it has already given me that the score is 50. I can even select. Okay, I don't think this one is good. Let's say just for the example, I can deselect this and include the other one like this, or I can select a few like this. It's up to me. Like who am I competing with? What are all the blogs that I'm competing with? You can select it and then press the button update, because obviously it needs to know that your blog is going to compete with all of these guys, right? The ones that you have selected. Okay, but I would simply go with top 10, right? Top 10 is always good. You don't want to compete with bottom 100, right? Top 10 is always good. Okay, so you have competing with the top 10. Cool. So we have got that top 10. The score is 50. Now what I'm going to do, the blog that I prepared, from ChatGPT, I'm going to bring that blog and I'm going to paste it over here. Now, obviously, when I pasted it over here, the score, I mean, since I've done it, you won't see the score. The score was around 8. The score was not 52. The score was 8. When I cut pasted the blog that was written by the thing, I mean, I can, show it to you. But when I just copied this, and obviously, I'd put my own things a little bit here and there, but I copied it just to show, how good a content writer AI is. The score was 8. Are you guys able to understand what I'm saying? So if you ask the AI to write everything for you, you will never be able to compete or be even good in what you're doing. So the score will always be 8. How did it become 52? If the score was only 8 when I put it over here, how did it become 52 right now? Because our blog is now better than all the blogs in the top 10. Nobody here has 52 or more than 50. Can you see their score? 21, 50, 42, 47. So every single one here has a score less than us. How did that happen? From 8, how did I get that to 52? So that's what I wanted to quickly teach you, right? So what this guy does here is, okay, he does something phenomenal, right? Let me just show you what he does, right? What he does a complete analysis of all the top characteristics of the blog. Okay. Then he comes up with the terms. These are the terms that we need to have in you guys know what is H1, right? H1 is the headers. So this is H1. This is H2. Okay. And then I could have a H3. So H1 is the top header. H2 is the second header. And H3 is a smaller header. So if you have like, title, subtitle, and then a subtitle, then it will be H1, H2, and H3. So he's recommending that I should add, these words into my titles, because only if I add these words into my title, then I will be able to get a better, score. Okay, so what I did, I regenerated every one of these titles, right? You remember, Google, ChatGPT gave me a title, right? So instead of using the ChatGPT title, I regenerated. So I said navigating the geopolitics. So geopolitics is there. I could have said fourth industrial revolution or geopolitics or, one of these things, supply chain. I'll get even more. Right? If I write, let's say, I am writing, so you can see, so I have taken care of the word geopolitics here. I have taken care of the word geopolitical risk in the era of the fourth industrial. You see, both fourth industrial revolution and geopolitical risk and geopolitical, all three of them are here. I hope. And I used ChatGPT to generate all these titles. I did not come up with these titles at all. How did I do that? Let me show you. I told ChatGPT, can you give me a short and proactive introduction to this blog? Okay. In the style of a guy called Tim Marshall, who's another amazing geopolitical author. And then I told, please include the following words in that. And how did I get these words? H1, blah, 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 and all these must-have text and everything, all these texts. Basically, I got this from here, right? From here. I can just say copy all terms to clipboard. So that's only the terms in the article. So this will have everything, basic and extended. I come down here, copy all terms to clipboard. I go to my, here. And then if I paste it, let me show it somewhere else so that it's easy for you to understand, right? Notepad. Let me open a new notepad. And then I just, paste it and show you. So these are all the terms that it is telling me. It is telling me to use these terms in header, H1. It is telling me to use these terms in H2. Okay, then it is telling me to use some of these terms on the blog. Okay. So I don't even know how to include all these terms properly, right? It's so bloody difficult. I don't know. I can't like break my head. So what I tell ChatGPT is to write it itself, right? Can you write the style, and use all these words, right? That it gave me. And then it just, writes some of the content or rewrite some of the content, with the thing. I then, I do the same thing. I ask, so slowly from the score 8, which was 8 here, I was able to keep writing and changing and changing and changing and changing and changing and changing until I got a 52. Now 52 is the top score for this one. Right? I know I'm trying to do this really fast, but it's not rocket science. It's really not rocket science. It's literally asking ChatGPT to rewrite each paragraph, each heading by making sure that it includes some of these words. That's all. It's really that much. It's not at all complicated. It's so by making ChatGPT rewrite everything, I was able to get the score from 8 to 52. And where is 52? 52 is the top score for this particular search in the thing. Now, do I know? I mean, I've got a top score. Does it mean I'm going to come on top? I have no idea. We'll keep checking every day whether we are coming on top or not. But That's what I've done. I've just, quickly done that now, but obviously it doesn't stop here. Now you have to post it, right? So we go to our, page, our blog, log into HubSpot. All of you have access. Every single one of you have access to create a blog, right? So what I did yesterday was, to quickly create a blog on the geopolitics, right? So I can just show you this. So I just say create a blog. As soon as you say create a blog, it'll ask you, okay, what is the name of the blog? It's navigating the geopolitics of industry. Obviously, I used Canva to create this nice little, colorful thing. It's okay if you can't do it, you can do it later, right? Because this is not the most important thing, right? But everything else, navigating the geopolitics of industry. I even asked it to give me a meta thing, so it gave me a meta. And then I simply copy pasted the entire thing from Neuron Writer to my post here, right? Nothing else. I didn't do anything else. Simply copy posted. Yes, I added a few more pictures, but if you just keep going, it's exactly what I've written. Just made sure that it is correctly formatted. I made sure that, it's got all the correct things. The blog title is there. The meta description is there. The image, the two images that I have uploaded, and the featured image is the one which will come on top, and then simply publish, right? Once I publish the blog, it's right over there. It is there in our blog, thing. So you can check all the blogs that we have written over the last, few days. So the geopolitics blog is there, the reduced churn blog is there, the global risk blog is there. All of these blogs were written in the last few days by our team members and us. And, this is the one that I just showed you as an example. We have finished that. But once you finish the blog, that's not the end of the story. You have to post it, right? Because nobody knows that you have done this. You have to inform the world that you have done this. How do you inform the world? Go to LinkedIn, go to, Twitter, go everywhere else and start saying that you have written a blog. How do you say that? Let me show you how we have said it. Come down. This is the blog about, and look at this, looking forward to the panel on the geopolitics of industry at the World Economic Forum on the time, blah, blah, blah. And this is the, link to our blog. You click on it, you'll go to the, and look at how I'm explaining it. Excited to hear from experts like Ravi, Carmen, Matthias, Lubna. And so these are the people who are going to be talking, right? And then some key questions, and then some key hashtags, and then a picture. Yeah. And then bang, it's already gone in LinkedIn, Twitter, everywhere else. Okay. Obviously in LinkedIn, it comes like this. In Twitter, it will be, very, very different because, it will be, you can't tweet such a long thing. So it needs to be a string of tweets, right? I don't think I need to show you all these things, but I think you will understand better how we are, doing this, right? So look at this. It's exactly the same thing that I put it on LinkedIn, but on Twitter, it is slightly different. Excited about the geopolitics of industry panel. I have marked all the key people who are going to be talking. Matthias and Lubna did not have a Twitter account, so I could not mark them. Otherwise, all the others are thing. And the blog is over here. The picture is over here, right? That's the first tweet, the second tweet, the third tweet, the fourth tweet. So all these tweets are linked with each other, right? This is basically nothing but the exact same thing that you did over here, except, you cannot put everything in one tweet. So I put this one on the first, this one on the second, this one on the third, this on the fourth, and this on the fifth. So I have divided this whole thing into 5 tweets and put them over here like this, right? I think pretty much that's it, right? So number one, choose a topic, right? I chose geopolitics of industry. Number 2, write the outline using ChatGPT. Number 3, expand the outline, right? Using ChatGPT. Yeah. Number 4, come to Neuron Writer, paste it, and get a content score, right? And compare that content score with the best in the world, right? You will be very, very bad. Don't be disappointed. Your number will be something like 3 or 4 or 8 or 10. It will not be 52, definitely. when you just put that stuff. After that, just keep working. Just take the recommendations from here, copy all the terms of the keyboard here, and ask ChatGPT to rewrite all these things, rewrite the header, rewrite the topic, rewrite the thing by including those words. It's just a little bit of work, but as you keep working, look at the result, right? It's already crossed. It is the best scoring blog in the world right now, right? Once you have done that, go to HubSpot, create a new blog by clicking on create. I hope you know how to go there. It's basically the same HubSpot, whatever you guys go, marketing, website, blog, click on blog, and then after blog, you can create it, create a blog post. After that, it's so easy, just simply, put your title, and then just get going. Just, it's really, that's it basically, just put your title and put your, text. And then make sure if you're not there as an author, make sure like for example, Mohammed Abdullahi may not be an author. So, okay, already a lot of you. So create a new author so that, you are there. And you don't even need to do anything. Let's say if Mohammed Abdullahi is, creating for himself, he doesn't even need to do anything. He just say Mohammed Abdullahi and put his email address, nothing else. Automatically, all his profile, everything will be, updated because, I'm assuming use my HubSpot profile avatar. His profile is already here. You can, put all your LinkedIn, bio, blah, 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 everything. And the blog you're writing is about World Economic Forum. So Mark F. Meta description is something, even you can ask ChatGPT, you finish writing the chat and then you say, please generate a meta description for me. It'll give you. You can also say, please give me a blog title. It'll give you, right? It's so easy. Okay. I think I'll stop here. If you guys have any questions, shoot and I'll tackle that.